Good evening, folks, and welcome to Restless Barbarian Gaming. Tonight we are back to playing the One Ring, and let me get my screen straightened out here. Alrighty, and we're picking up where we left off last episode. Exactly, lightsaber.
Sorry.
Nothing says Lord of the Rings like a lightsaber.
Like a lightsaber.
I'll mute my phone.
You shall not pass.
Hey, at least it was just a notification and no one called me, because then we'd be listening to the Cantina music.
That would be a hell of a crossover, though. I don't know.
Hopefully there would be no copyright issues there. I don't know.
Find out. So anyway, folks, we're going to go ahead and have our players introduce themselves, and then we're going to get started with the recap. So we're going to start in a clockwise motion with Mouse.
Hey, I'm playing Tora. She's a dwarf fighter. Best known for this one particular orc that she killed because he killed her brother. So she's a little bitter. She really hates orcs. She's also really, I think, anxious to prove herself on this mission. So, yeah, that's what my feisty little dwarf.
Awesome. I'm Hugh. I'm playing Eordel. She is a Dunedain. Doesn't feel like she needs to prove herself. She's been there and done that. And she's coming along because, she dislikes evil things. Like you do. You got to keep the shadow down. So.
Succinct and to the point.
Yeah.
All righty.
And I'm Ellie. I'm playing Glorel, who is here because it's as interesting as anywhere else.
And
nice.
They all sound like they really kind of had not much to do, but hey, we got a letter from Balin,
Right.
and
They said, "Hey, come," and we were like, "All right, we'll see you in a few months." Travel being the way it is.
Yeah. I'm on a journey of exploration. It doesn't really matter to me where I'm exploring.
Right? Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. It's the traveling that's the best part. So as long as someone says, "Hey, come meet me here."
All right. Well, let's just give kind of a quick recap from our last episode. Again, the characters had been had worked all together in a previous fellowship, so they've come back together at the behest of Balin, who requested that they go to the east and start to scout those lands. There's trouble afoot. There is talk of trolls wandering down from the Etten Moors. Some have reportedly been seen east of Bree. This knowledge is not well known, thankfully. My hope is that curiosity or just plain greed has brought them to our lands. But hope alone is not enough. I pray they are not the vanguard of something worse. This area contains vast stretches of uninhabited lands. You don't know what those lands are up to. Dealt with long abandoned ruins. If someone or something has moved in, we need to know. So they had gone further east to Bree to get some supplies. Had decided to spend some time at the Prancing Pony, and had met two individuals. The first was a very interesting looking dwarf who'd come in practically begging for help if anyone would accompany him to the east, because he is looking for some lost treasure that his uncle has buried. He is the dwarf's name is Jari. Some call him the Wanderer, and he is a bit flamboyant, as much as a dwarf can be. And there were some other folks in the pony who didn't seem to care for him. Some other dwarves who had indicated that maybe Jari was kind of less than reputable. And amidst all of this, as they were speaking with Jari, another man just seemingly kind of wandered in and kind of just latched himself onto the group. Kind of a sad sack of a man named by the name of Yarmak. Really, he just, I'll show his picture again, but it just says sad sack. And he had kind of mumbled about the deal that Jari was offering. Actually sounded like pretty easy money, and it sort of glommed onto the group. So the fellowship has expanded by 2. So they are now getting ready to head east. And that is where we are going to pick up with our story. We are picking up the next morning, and the characters have woken up at the Prancing Pony. They have all kind of gathered downstairs. Again, traveling with them is a ranger of the north by the name of Thadrandur, who was known to Yoradel, and has come along really as some additional muscle. Again, he had also been requested by Balin. So when they get downstairs, and I always forget his name, the owner of the Prancing Pony.
Whatever, but I don't remember his first name.
Yeah.
It's not Barliman. He's not around yet.
Yeah, I know the people are probably screaming, going, "It's so and so! Why don't you know your goddamn lore?" Yeah. Anyway, so he tells you that early in the morning that he had seen Jari leave early, and that he had said to tell the others to meet me at the dell north of Bree Hill. I'll be waiting for them. The other man, Diarmok, kind of wanders downstairs about the same time. Has kind of a shabby straw hat on. As he comes downstairs, he kind of nods to everyone in the group. But before we head out, I want to talk to the characters and see what they want to do before they leave the comfort of the Prancing Pony for the road. So, does anybody have anything they want to do first before we get rolling?
I think I've stocked up on charcoal and rolling paper.
Okay.
Yeah, we gathered all our provisions last night
Mm-hmm.
because we wanted to do that early on.
Right.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Just
And were we gonna get horses? Was that the plan?
You have one pony right now. Her name is Clara. And you thought that would be sufficient for the time.
Okay. So we just have one pony for hauling our stuff, and then we're gonna hoof it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and so the Dasher has his own horse.
Yes, he does. Yeah. But he will probably, for the most part, probably walk it along with you guys.
Yeah.
It's more of a, hey, I got to go scout ahead kind of thing. But for the most part, he'll walk his horse along with you. So.
Okay. So we got all of our provisions. We're set to go.
Yeah.
I didn't need anything.
Alrighty then. Well, let's head out then. You go a short distance outside of Bree to an area that's just called Bree Hill. It's a kind of a sheltered dell with a nice canopy of trees above it. As you walk up, you find Jari the dwarf, and he is crouched over a campfire. and you can smell breakfast. You can smell some bacon and sausage and eggs being cooked on this fire. You do see 3 ponies off to the side, chomping on some long grass, and you hear him kind of like hum a song as he's cooking, and he kind of turns around and he goes, friends, eat. We have a long journey ahead of us before we find my great uncle's treasure. So let's put a little food in our bellies before we march.
Oh, that was so thoughtful of you. I ate back at the inn, though, before we left, so I'm good. But thank you.
You know, the hobbits of the Shire have a tradition that I've come to enjoy. Second to breakfast.
Second breakfast.
Please partake. Sit. And he has some plates out and some silverware. And he points past you and says, even the shabby fellow, Tiarma, come eat. You look like you haven't eaten in several weeks. Guy kind of comes shuffling up and just kind of takes his hat off and he's like, I am hungry.
Yeah, tuck you in. This smells great.
Okay. I only have decaf. Is that okay? A ticker.
His pot has the little orange rim around the top.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry it's Sanka. They didn't have much at the pony.
Well, you gotta take the instant stuff with you.
That's just an inside joke for me. But anyway. Sit. So he starts scooping out food and he looks at Torah and he goes, Are you sure?
I'm sure. Thank you, though.
All right. And he goes over to Yordell. He goes, You can have hers.
Oh, well, thank you. Actually, I'll pass Torah's to Skinny Guy.
Oh, and he's like, and he grabbed it.
I did already eat once.
Wolfing it down. I mean, he's just, yeah. And he's practically licking the plate. I mean, he's just, he's scooping everything up. So Jari just kind of sits and he goes, Oh, did you rest well, my friends?
Yeah. I mean, the beds at the pony are all right. They're too soft, but
You'll find them much better than what we're going to be sleeping on in the next few days, my friend.
I'm sure.
I could sleep on just a wooden board. I mean...
And that is a dwarf, my friends. A dwarf were tough people. But...
I mean, the snores of my companions are just like music to my ears.
You see, she's ready for the travel. What have you, friend elf?
Oh, I slept fine. It's a bit odd to be doing it outside in the city, but well, we make do.
We do it that. And he kind of looks over at the Odrindur and he's like, Were they able to find a bed big enough for you, my friend? And he just, no, my feet were sticking over and the pillow was the size of a postage stamp, but I got by. Good. Well, once we're all cleaned up and ready, we'll pack up the ponies. As you see, I got 3 extra ponies for us. Plenty of capacity for carrying back all the treasure.
Great. It's good to see you're optimistic about how much treasure we're going to find.
I have no doubt we will be successful in finding my uncle's treasure. No doubt whatsoever.
Hopefully his treasure wasn't a stash of handkerchiefs.
You're a funny one. No, I doubt that very much. All right. So he proceeds to start cleaning up everything.
I'll help.
Okay, great. and it's kind of a little wash basin to to clean the plates with and everything. Anything anyone wants to do while getting kind of cleaned up and ready for the road?
I think that Tora is just keeping a really close eye on the other two, the
Okay.
new, and she's sort of just sitting off and
Mm-hmm.
just watching them carefully while she sharpens her axe menacingly.
Okay.
Glowing at squirrels.
Is Torah well traveled, or is she pretty much? What's kind of her experience?
I think so. I think she's it's a fairly regular thing that she's sent off on various missions or hunting down orcs.
Okay.
And I think so I would say she's probably pretty well traveled. And I mean, from a mechanic point of view, she's got like 2 points in explore, and
Okay.
she gets around.
Do you have anything in travel?
Actually, that's one of her favored abilities, and she has 3 points in that. So
Actually, give me a travel roll, please. As you're kind of looking at Diarmok.
Great
Nice.
success.
Okay. As you're
And
looking at him,
your token.
Oh yeah,
As-
what does that mean?
You have a great success, so you have a success icon that you can spend to do extra stuff if you want.
On what?
Get more information.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that like when you're doing the combat thing, I feel like it pops up and it gives you options, but like for this, it doesn't. Yeah.
well,
Page 19 for the table, I think you're looking for.
Oh, okay.
well, as you're kind of studying Diarmok, you can tell from his clothes and his mode of speech that he comes from the near south beyond Dunland, from the border of Gondor's western marches. Travelers from that region are not unheard of lately, as rumors of trouble and shadow in the south drive them to safer lands, but they're still a bit unusual. He doesn't really speak much. He still kind of just kind of stays to himself, kind of at the fringes of the group.
What's he seem to be carrying on him for weapons?
For weapons, let's take a look.
And this is the skinny guy we're talking about, right?
Yeah. He doesn't appear to be armed from what you could tell. I mean, he might have a knife maybe under his kind of his bushy clothes, but he doesn't look like a fighter at all.
So why did Jari say, "Come on, it'll be great. You can come with us"?
Right. So, and as far as we know, the two of them they don't know each other in advance.
As far as you know, yes.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
And I have 0 insight, so there's no chance I'm gonna puzzle that out if that's not the case. Yeah, I think she's more sizing him up for, threat and and motivation. Like, I'm curious. Yeah. What's he doing right now? He's just.
Right now, he just kind of finished up. He's maybe kind of brushing some crumbs off himself, and he's just kind of just sitting, like he's just waiting to leave with the group. He's kind of glancing around a little bit here and there, but not really.
Okay. Tora's gonna be like, hey, while the others are getting ready, I'm sharpening up my axe. You got anything on you you'd like me to give a sharpen for you?
I have just a small hunting knife. And he kind of goes down to like his boot and like pulls out this little pathetic looking knife. It doesn't look like it's been sharpened in years.
You've come all the way from the Western Marches to here with just that to defend yourself.
I'm not much of a fighter, no.
How have you managed to get so far unscathed?
Me and my kinfolk, we left the south and we traveled north, but we were waylaid by trolls. They were vicious beasts, and I managed to escape. I don't know what became of my family, though. I made it safely to Bree, and kind of haven't decided what I want to do from here. And I know I need some money to get better equipment and food, and maybe someday, hopefully, go back and try to rescue them.
How many are there?
And he kind of stumbles over that one. He kind of goes, 3.
He stumbles over how many people are in his family?
Yeah, 3.
Maybe he just doesn't know how many are still alive.
And he just kind of, he's like, it's very difficult for me to talk about this.
I'm very sorry.
And he's like, I just need money to help me get back on my feet again.
Well, I'd be more inclined to go hunting to save your family than I am to go hunting for gold.
And his eyes just seem to brighten there for a second. He's like, he starts to look like he's like starting to say something, and then he just kind of looks down.
Well, you think on it, all right? And we'll talk again as we've got plenty of time on this trip. But I fear the longer you wait, the less likely you're gonna find any members of your family left.
Yeah. And then he just kind of goes quiet. Jari whistles from the other side of the camp. Alrighty, I think we're ready, my friends. Let's get moving. Onwards.
All right.
And you will be traveling. Let me get to that section here. And I have a map I want to share. Let me find that real quick. Amidst everything else I have here. Oh, that's tiny. Let's try to. There we go. Okay. And let me share that real quick here. StreamYard. Okay, so we're going to remove that. Map. Okay. That's still tiny. Okay. Okay. So you are going to be traveling north. You're going to be going past the Chetwood.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on your north. And to your right, you're going to notice the land starts to change a little bit. You get to some low hillocks and wild pastures of kind of the edges of Bree, some farmland. The journey where he is going to be taking you is really going to go through here, kind of northeast. So at most, it is going to take 5 days to get where you're going. The weather hills are kind of up here to the north. So let me close that. Any questions on that?
We heading into the Midgewater marshes?
You will probably be skirting it. It should be to the southeast of you.
Good.
That's what he explains. So, alrighty. So let's go back here. Oops.
A more aptly named place I've never been to, seen.
Alrighty. So we are going to be doing some event rolls to kind of see how things go along the journey. You will see the weather hills up to the northwest of you. They stand like a dozen watchful sentinels, with mighty weather top furthest to the south, set a little off from the rest, like a lonely captain. The first day on the road, Jari is talkative as hell. And he makes conversation with everybody. He talks to DR Mock a little bit. And next he kind of turns his attention to Thunderer, kind of asking him about where he's from. He mentions Thunderer's from Gondor. He mentions he's a ranger from the north. He doesn't seem to make a lot of small talk back with Jari. He's mostly just kind of keeping his eyes on the road. Jari then strikes up a conversation with Yoradel. So, my friend, what is your story? Where do you hail from?
Oh, lots of different places.
As do we all. Where most did you spend most of your time?
Well, I mean, I've spent years wandering all around. Yeah.
There's no place you think of as home?
Well, probably. And, she'll say something. I don't remember the geography of the area well enough to pick something. Yeah. Where the Dunedain hail from? I forget.
That's bullshit. That's to the south. No, okay.
Right? Yeah.
I know lore. No.
I don't remember the lore.
That's fine. So what do you hope to find out here after you're done with our work for finding me uncle's treasure? What drives you?
What drives me? The horizon.
Chasing it?
Yeah.
Chasing the sun?
When you can see it. I mean, these forests are kind of hard, but you know what I mean, metaphorically speaking.
He kind of thinks he goes, metaphor. Yeah, I suppose that's a worthy goal. And then he'll kind of look back at Glaurel. Says, I'll admit I don't know a lot about elves, and probably some of what I've heard wasn't true. So it's a pleasure to travel with you.
And likewise.
Where do you hail from?
Oh, I'm from Linden. And, I spent my first, century and a quarter perhaps, studying and growing up. And once I reached adulthood, I set out to have an adventure, exploring the wilderness and finding what I could. I enjoy documenting what's left of ages past. But sometimes I find things of ages present that are just as fascinating.
And my friend, I think you'll find lots in these lands. There are old settlements, long forgotten establishments and small fortresses where the brave and the smart are bound to find many things of value.
Well, I certainly hope so. I've spent most of my time in the West, so going east is a new adventure for me.
Torah! And then he'll say, like, strength to you, my sister in Dwarvish.
Hmm.
Where do you hail from? You can just say, I tell him where I'm from, and that's fine.
Yeah, I feel terrible that I never figured that out.
Don't worry about it.
Normally me who like has a dissertation of a backstory.
I was gonna say.
I never actually. I think because I threw this character together quickly because we couldn't use the hobbits that we built. That I didn't figure that out. So
That's fine.
I'm open to suggestions of people who know the lore better than I do.
If I had not been looking something up in the Elves of Linden section of the core rules, I would not have known.
Yeah. That's absolutely fine.
Some mountain.
The Blue Mountains, we'll say.
Blue Mountains. There you go.
Blue Mountains.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
that's
I've heard of those. They're in Virginia.
Exactly. Virginia. Yeah, and he'll recant you with stories of some of his travels through the Blue Mountains and all sorts of adventures as the day kind of moves along. You make camp your first night. Nothing particularly interesting happens that evening. You do sense that there's maybe some rain coming. In the evening, you get a little drizzles. By the next morning, the rain has become a little harder. The roads are becoming a little muddier, but nevertheless, you continue on. And we are going to... Let me see if I can get this to work here. Create an event. And the thing is not doing it here. Oh, it always happens when you're online. When you test it out.
Yeah, everything works 5 minutes before the
Exactly.
game.
Yeah, until you go. Here we go. Okay. All right. So we are going to, and this is where I need to pick who is going to make a roll. Right now, it looks like we had Torah. Or Torah being our guide, kind of in charge of travel, kind of checking the road and kind of leading the way. Could you give me a travel roll, please?
Yeah.
All righty, success. You spy that the heavy rain is starting to loosen some of the dirt and mud and sod on some of the low hills nearby you, and you get the feeling that if the rain picks up, that the road could get washed out.
Okay.
But you mention this to your fellowship, and wisely pick a kind of another path away from the road. So when some of the water and everything kind of comes down, guys don't lose any time as you move through. So
Excellent.
Yep. So. So that you kind of avoided some danger there. On the third day, when you guys make camp for the evening, the rain is let up, but there's a chill coming into the air, and it doesn't feel normal for this time of year. So Yoredel, you are in charge of lookouts.
Mm-hmm.
Could you make an awareness roll for me, please?
Absolutely. Let's throw in a hope die. Ooh, a Gandalf rune.
Awesome. Okay. You do not spy anything nearby. Moving, you're keeping a sharp ear out for any kind of noise, but you do get the inkling to kind of wander a little bit into the nearby area, and as you are kind of patrolling, you see a section of rock that it looks like some small boulders, but even in the dark, with the moon is shining down, you think you see something in the shadows beneath these rocks.
Okay. Am I alone or?
Yeah, you're alone. You kind of got up and kind of wandered off from the camp.
Okay. I will investigate the shadows.
Okay. When you get into there, you find two skeletal bodies. Holding your torch up, you see there is a smaller body. You would maybe presume a woman, is riddled with arrows. There are arrows stuck all over the corpse. There's another one kind of laying in front of this one, much bigger, but you see that their skull and kind of what's left of it looks like it's been like crushed inwards. Probably some kind of heavy weapon has finished them off at some point. The bodies look like they've been here for quite a while, though.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure what brought you, though, to find them, to leave the camp. Intuition, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no necessarily trigger. There wasn't a, hey, I hear something moving over here. Something told you to go over and investigate here.
Do they look? The bodies look like, are they sort of like positioned like they died here naturally, or were they stashed here?
Give me a. Let's take a look here. Let's try this again, Tom. Give me insight.
Okay.
You're not sure.
Okay. How about you said it'd been here for a while. Any clothing that has survived the weather?
It's mostly crumbled to nothingness. I mean, there's some cloaks that are like kind of beneath the body that hasn't quite rotted away. Anything that was facing the elements has kind of rotted away.
I would expect.
But you would have to kind of move the bodies to get a closer look.
Yeah, I'm gonna move them out, and then see about maybe some sort of proper burial.
Okay. When you move them, you notice that one of the cloaks was really made of like almost like blue silk. I mean, it was very, very fine material. You would guess maybe they were traders from Bree, who were maybe attacked by something or someone years ago. Maybe they had rushed here to try to get away. You're just not sure, but you would guess at least the smaller one, the woman, was some kind of merchant, maybe from Bree.
Okay. No sort of jewelry that would have survived that might indicate family or.
Let's see now. I think I used insight wrong, honestly. I think let's use lore
Okay.
to see if you can tell anything from any of these clothes. No.
Nope.
Any jewelry was stripped away.
Okay. Then I'm gonna head back to the camp and let Tora and Glorel know what I've found. Ask them maybe if they would help. Pull together a cairn of stones or something. We can just sort of cover the bodies. Maybe Glorel might know appropriate funerary rites for generic humans. I know what I could do from my culture, but these are definitely not Dunedain, so. And then maybe they'll be able to figure things out.
Thundernder volunteers to also go over with you and take a look. So let's. He'll go over with you. Is Glorel and Tora going over?
Yeah, I'll go. I think with more of an eye of like maybe trying to figure out what killed them and how, or
Okay.
not. But
Okay. How about what say you, Elf?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. He hadn't said anything, so I was just making sure.
I think I talked over Mouse. I'm sorry.
No, it's
oh no,
okay.
it's fine. No,
It's okay.
I was done.
Alrighty. All right, so you go back. Yordale shows you the bodies, and again, you see a larger body is in front, and with this like half their skull has been like crushed in, and then the smaller form behind them is riddled with arrows. Thadringer says, "Well, yeah, we need to. I don't know who they were. Their families will never know who they were, but they deserve to rest in peace, not just left here, having been picked over by vermin."
Agreed.
Can I do a scan roll to see if I notice anything out of the ordinary, or
what are you on the bodies, or
I've been here too long to try to look for tracks or anything, so
yeah.
I think it would be more.
Maybe can you figure out what sort of weapon caved this guy's skull in?
Or the arrows, maybe if they're unique, like if they look like they're goblin made. Or I think she would be more familiar with, the weaponry and that kind of stuff. Like she might be able to figure something out from that.
Yeah. I think scan works
Okay.
for that. And I apologize, Q. I probably should have had you use scan earlier.
It's fine. Got spread around the rolls.
Yeah.
Her scan's better than mine anyway.
Not that much better, apparently.
Yeah. You
So
can't
now
really
it's just
identify
been there
what-
too long.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
even like the ends of the arrows are kind of like brittle and starting to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Lore would be more if you were trying to tell, okay, who were they? Could I find family sigils or something on them, or things like that. So
I actually would like to do that,
okay, sounds good.
if that's okay.
Go for it. Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, if you kind of move the bodies a little bit, like I said, some of the clothes that are underneath are you can tell that they're blue silk, very expensive. You don't necessarily find anything that tells you, oh, it was from this merchant family of whatever. But they were definitely well-to-do. People like this probably had guards that went with them. They wouldn't, you don't know if these two people were related. maybe the merchant, maybe this larger figure was a guard. Could have been a relative. Give me a actually, Tora, give me another scan roll, please.
Sure.
And we can tell they're human rather than dwarf or hobbit.
Correct. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely human. But you don't see any other bones around. If you kind of looked around, vermin and scavengers have cleaned off everything. And again, you don't know how long they've been here. So, but something drew Uradel here that she knew for whatever reason. I should look here. So,
Okay. I'd like to sense the worm.
yeah, you do. You sense an urge worm of defilement. So, okay. So, Dasher begins to kind of starts to gather up stones. Says, "Let's just wait for morning. We're stumbling around here in the dark. We'll." And he kind of says, "They're not going anywhere."
Yes, I'd say the same thing. Yeah. At least they shouldn't. No animals have dragged off the skeletons by now.
Yeah. Anybody want to do anything else before you kind of leave?
Say
I
a
was
benediction
thinking-
over.
Glorel might find an appropriate song, but
Yeah. You can sing a song if you want to.
try very hard to sing a song.
Ooh, Gandalf ruined.
Gandalf. Okay. What is the song reminiscent of?
It's well, she doesn't really know any human songs, but it's a traditional elven song of parting.
Okay.
When one of the gray ships is sailing to the west.
Mm-hmm.
And that all kind of it kind of makes you all feel a little better. It's the mood of the song. You understand a little bit of it. I mean, it's in, I assume it's in Elvish.
Yeah,
but
it'll be in Sindarin, but it's very much. We're saying goodbye for now, but we'll see you when we follow.
Okay. In the morning, Thadrinder has collected some stones, and actually, before you guys even got there, he was already starting to dig the graves. He seems to have a lot of practice at this. He just kind of got up, started. So he's dug 2 small graves, and kind of collected everybody. And again, we don't know who they were, but Glorel has maybe expressed our feelings as best, I think, as any of us we could. No one wants to be forgotten. Whoever these souls were, that hopefully they'll find peace now that they've been found. You put the bodies into the graves, cover it up, rocks on top, the cairn, and Jari doesn't really say anything. He's kind of stood at the camp, just kind of with his arms over his chest. If he was wearing a watch, he'd be looking at his watch, kind kind of, yeah, exactly. Kind of okay, you know, they're dead. They're still going to be dead. No respect for humans. But one thing that does happen as you guys kind of start to walk away, you feel kind of a warm breeze blow over all of you, because it's been kind of a chilly, cold walk, but this light, kind of comforting breeze goes over all of you as you kind of step away. That, despite this grim work, makes you feel like, okay, we made a difference. So,
Nice.
alrighty. The next day, so we are on day 4, I believe. Jari gets to talk to them again. Jari, I keep pronouncing his name differently.
So does he.
Exactly. He starts to tell you a story about his great uncle Bori, and this is the uncle that he that's the, you know, the treasure that you're looking for, and he kind of boastful about his uncle, saying that well, my uncle was a bit of an enchanted figure, if you were. He well, no true magical user, he did have some knowledge of spells. And what I'm told is that he placed magical spells of concealment on this horde. He was a very smart man.
And then how are we supposed to find this
Well,
horde?
Being Bori's rightful heir, once we find the spot, and I would assume it'll be a cave, I should be able to enter, and being the right one, I'm sure it'll just lead me straight to it, and we'll collect the treasure and be on our way. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Okay. Yes, I'm absolutely certain that's how spells work.
Well, let me tell you, my family has always been unjustly mistreated by the jealous dwarves of the Blue Mountains. My uncle was a traveler and a treasure seeker of big renown. What, did you know he entered the lost cities in the Grey Mountains? And who knows what fabulous gems and jewels he found there. He carried them with him because he didn't trust the other dwarves around him. But those scandalous dwarves, and he kind of looks over at Tori, he's like, pardon me, ma'am. Those dwarf lords of the Blue Mountains threatened to take old Buri's hard-earned gold with fines and taxes. So rather than yield up his treasure, buried it. That's where we come in.
So what you're saying is he wasn't willing to contribute to the greater good or the community as a whole. He just wanted to hoard his gold somewhere like a dragon.
He kind of sneers a little bit. He says, isn't a man able to keep what he claimed, the sweat of his brow? Why must he share it with the other less fortunate dwarves?
Well, I guess if he doesn't care about being left alone, and so whenever he's in, I don't know, inevitably in a time of need, there's no one around to care.
Well, yeah, his family. Here I am to pick up the task for him.
But where were you?
That seems to be working out real well.
Well, I couldn't be around all the time. I mean, I have my own things to attend to.
Has Tora like, I don't know, maybe I like roll a lore or roll or see if she's ever heard of this guy, if he's so renowned.
Yeah. Go ahead and yeah. You can make a lore roll.
What? That tax dodger?
Ah! Interesting. Well, in some ways that's great because it's just sort of like
Never heard of
interesting.
him. Yeah.
Never heard of him. Yeah. No one's ever mentioned him.
I'm gonna have Dasher make a roll because he's sniffing bullshit too. So.
Look at all those question marks.
Nope. Shrugs his shoulders.
I've certainly never heard of this guy.
Okay, Clarel.
Yes. You were there when he was wiping his ass.
Exactly. I was there 2,000 years ago when.
Yes. So that's
you've heard the name, and you also heard the stories that the dwarves back in the Prancing Pony had said, that Jari's not trusted, and that you think, well, I doubt his uncle was trusted much more than his nephew. So
That sounds reasonable to me. I'm sort of humming to myself, but not. Now is not the time to bring that up.
Jari says, you know what? Let's take a short break here to get some water for the ponies, and just take a short break before we've got several more hours to go till we can probably find a good place to camp for the evening.
sounds good. I could use a good sit down for 15 minutes or so. Don't want to wait too long.
And let's do this here. Yeah. So you sit down, take a quick break, and Dasher looks around. He didn't see anything. Okay. Who has the highest awareness?
I have 2 with focus in it.
Okay.
I got none.
I have the same.
Okay.
Two with feet favored.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you each give me a roll, please?
Sure.
Oh.
I apologize for using up all the good rolls.
That's
There
fine.
you go.
You, as you're all kind of stopping to make camp and stopping the ponies and and doing all that, you overhear Jari saying that he's going to go scout ahead.
Okay, I'll go with you. We probably shouldn't split up.
By the time you look around, he's already gone. You hear it like as you're dropping your pack and
Right, I just call over my shoulder.
Yeah, and you turn around and he's gone.
He rabbited. Let me see if I can figure out which path he took. Did anybody see where he went?
Who went where? What?
Jordan slipped off on his own to scout ahead.
You can make a hunting roll at 1 minus die, though.
Oh my! 1 minus. Let's see. How do we do that?
I think when you make your roll, I think you can tell it to it's like a disadvantage.
Oh yeah, penalty die.
Penalty die. There you go. Thank you.
Ah, I see. And all right. No, perfect. An evil eye.
Okay.
Success, but an evil
Yep.
eye.
You managed to find the path that he he left. You can kind of see the breakage in the grass, kind of as he's. But you don't. But when you kind of follow it, and you get to a spot, and you're like, I don't see him though.
Okay. Well, I'll head back to the others and say I lost the trail. Seems to have disappeared into thin air. Keep an ear out for screams.
By in about 20 minutes, you see him kind of come back up to the party, and says, "Yeah, all right. Just had to answer nature's call. I should be fit as a fiddle and ready to go."
Sounds great. Nothing dangerous or bothersome ahead?
No. Just some kicked up some dirt, but no, we should be golden. Let's continue on for the day.
Excellent. Lead on.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay close to him.
Jarmac is kind of hanging towards the back. If we kind of had a marching order, kind of who would be, kind of where would you be?
Well, I assume Jari's in front, and I'm going to stick next to him or slightly behind him.
Okay.
Maybe I'll motion for Dasher to take up the rear.
Okay.
Unless Tora wants to.
No, if I think she's probably sticking closer to Dimrock? Dirmock? I'm brutally not pronouncing that correctly.
And I might not be pronouncing. I'm pronouncing it Diarmok, but
Diarmock.
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sad sack. So.
Yeah. So if somebody else is staying close to Jari, then yeah, she'll stick closer to him, and just to try to keep an eye on things.
He actually kind of starts talking to Tora. He's like, I don't know what would have happened to my family out here. I seen you found 2 bodies, those ones you buried. What did they look like?
So she'll describe that. Right, one was smaller.
Mm-hmm.
They were both human.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. We thought it seemed like one was a guard of the smaller one. Maybe.
Yeah.
It was difficult to tell because they'd been here for so long. Would she have a sense of if they've been there? It seemed like they'd been there longer than it would have. Yeah. It wasn't your family, if that's what you're afraid of. They've been there too long.
Can you make a enhearten roll, please?
What the heck is that?
It's a skill.
That's when you try to make people feel better.
Yep.
Oh, it is a skill. I don't have any points in it, but okay.
Any of us?
They're so limited, the amount of points you get in this game. It's really hard. No. Failure.
Okay. Listening to his story, and the way he just seems to just be kind of just slipping into despair, you're going to gain 1 point of shadow, dread, as you continue into these lands where seemingly murderers are on the loose and have killed random travelers.
Where do I mark that?
Let's see. You should have a spot for shadow on your.
Oh yeah, there we go. Temporary or?
Temporary, yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I still have 2 temporary shadow from something. I don't even remember.
Yep. Back from the Star of the Mist. So.
Oh, right. Probably the
Yep.
ghost lady.
Yep.
Spooky eye.
Yeah, I think walking next to him, she sort of falls into her own head and the what happened to her baby brother and so she's kind of
The others,
feeling kind of
the others. I mean, you're close enough so you hear this conversation, and kind of looking at Tora. You kind of see her kind of starting to fall into some melancholy, kind of listening to this guy's story.
Diarmok, are you sure we shouldn't just turn around now and go look for your family? Forget Jari and his silly quest for gold. His family's really what matters in the end.
He kind of, you guys kind of start to hang back just a little bit more, and he kind of glances up towards the front of the group, and he says, "Ma'am, I met that dwarf on the road outside of Bree, and Jari paid me to help recruit adventurers. And I'm sorry."
What do you mean?
He said he needed help finding adventurers, and we came into town together. I just need money, ma'am. It's nothing personal. He said he'd pay me to help bring more adventurers along to help with whatever might be ahead.
Well, I mean, no offense, but why did he think you would help recruit people? I mean,
I'm desperate. I need to find my family.
no, I mean, like, it wasn't like you were the deciding factor in whether we joined in or not. No offense. I mean,
you mean my sales pitch wasn't enough?
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to kick a man while you're down, but I mean,
Been kind of wondering why you were with us.
yeah, I mean, what's he paying you? I probably could just pay you.
He's like, I mean, a share of the treasure.
Oh well, I guess I can't really. I don't know what that could be. So,
give me either an insight or a riddle roll, please.
okay, I'm gonna go for riddle. Whoa!
All right. You, as you're listening to him, you still think he's holding back. He might still be hiding something, because his mood has just continued to get darker and more troubled as you guys travel north.
Right. Spend one of them tokens to see if maybe you can suss out whether Diarmid thinks that, what's it that Jari's gonna like do us in or something.
Yeah, like was he really hired to recruit, or was he hired to help take us out, or does he know that we're walking into a trap of some sort? Like I think Tara will she's gonna just stop, like.
And Jari kind of
look at him.
Jari will kind of look back after him, and he's like, "Hey, come on, keep up, everyone."
I ain't going a step further.
And with that, everybody stops.
What's up, Tora? Your feet hurt?
No, my feet don't hurt. My feet could walk circles around you.
Well then, what's the problem?
Diarmid, what are we walking into? Be honest.
He kind of looks up at Jari. And this valley might have dangers in there, and that's why.
Yeah, it's just every valley has dangers. Stop beating around the bush.
Jari kind of starts to walk back, and he's like,
I just put my hand on Jari's shoulder and
he's like,
squeeze.
and he kind of looks at you like,
It's all right.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. No need to put your hands on me. Just going back to talk to my fellow dwarf.
No, he's all right. Let him talk. You need to lead the way.
And Diarmak kind of looks, looking back and forth at everybody, like kind of unsure what to do.
Look,
It's all right, John.
you don't need money to go after and rescue your family. I will go and I will help you, and I don't need any money to do it.
Here comes the cavalry.
What?
What a nice punctuation right there.
Did a dragon just fly over? What the? Okay.
Yeah. It's okay, Dominic. Look, we know we're here to fight off any dangers that might be guarding this supposed treasure. We're not fools. And I'm sure that our friend Jari here doesn't mean us any ill will, other than as expendable muscle.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Jari, what do you say?
Have I done something to offend you all that you would question my intentions?
I think something about all of this smells funny.
I think you smell funny. No.
It's funny.
And he kind of stomps back up to the front, and he's like, when you're done telling tales out of class, we can continue to move on.
Well, good luck, since I'm the one that's figuring out the best way to travel.
He kind of turns around. He says, well, maybe we should just make camp now.
That sounds like a good idea. Cooler heads will prevail in the morning.
Okay.
Very well. I'll gather some firewood.
And you settle in for the evening. Diarmak is definitely staying away from Jari now. If anything, he'll probably stay near Tora.
I was going to say, Tora stays right near Diarmak.
Yeah.
Diarmak and keeps a steady eye on Jari.
You see Jari stand up, and he's like after dinner, and he's done the dishes and everything. He's like, I'm going for a smoke. I will be back.
Would you like company, or do you want to be alone?
I'd like to be alone, if you don't mind, ma'am.
Go right ahead.
Okay. And he kind of goes stomping off.
I will sort of get up and patrol around, sort of establish a perimeter.
Okay. Are you looking to follow him, see where he go, or you're just kind of just watching?
No, I'm going to let him do his thing.
Okay.
Maybe cool his head.
Okay. He's gone for a couple of minutes. Anyone else doing anything?
I might sneak off after him and see if I can identify what he's up to.
Okay. Give me a hunting roll, please.
Okay.
And it's at a -1 die.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any pips in hunting, so
So I think that answers that question then.
yeah.
Okay. You don't know where he went.
My plan was to use stealth to stay hidden and keep him in sight, but
You got
if he's
to
gone
find him
before I
first.
can- Yeah.
So,
All right then.
okay. So he is conveniently walked away.
Does anybody remember? I'm trying to find what the awe skill does.
Oh, that's for
That
like
kind of.
making people
Oh, I
think
don't
you're
remember.
awesome. Yeah.
Evoke respect in onlookers and determine the impression the player heroes make on someone they meet for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying. I think Tora's just trying to get through to Diarmik that, like, he doesn't need to be afraid of Jari. Like, she won't let Jari touch him. Like, he's better off being honest with us about what kind of a situation we're in. That we'll protect him, but we can't if we're thrown in unaware.
Once he notices Jari has left, he kind of leans into Tor and he's like, "There's more to this quest than what was said in Bree. The Hidden Valley contains a little treasure, but it's home to a band of foul trolls who capture and eat people. The trolls waylaid my family, and God, I hope they haven't eaten them by now. I met Jari when I got away, and just bereft and lost, and it was him who came up with the tale of the lost treasure in order to recruit some adventurers."
What's Jari getting out of this? Is Jari just interested in the little bit of treasure, and you're here to try to rescue your family? Is that what's happening? He
says that he wants to kill some trolls, but Jari says that trolls gather treasure from the travelers, and that maybe there's treasure to be had there, and maybe there's just more to this than just revenge.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Anybody who's listening can give me an insight or riddle roll.
I might catch some of it.
Yeah, you probably would have.
Let's see.
Nope.
But like just burning through hope points here. I forget.
Either one, so here you go. Sure.
All right.
Could be worse.
Okay, riddle.
Could be worse. Okay. You listen to his tale. You think he's being mostly truthful, but he still seems to be weighed down by guilt. Like you can tell he just really feels bad about all this, but there might be something, just maybe something he hasn't said yet.
Still?
You don't know. You just suspect that, he has some heavy guilt on him, that he basically ran away when his family was being captured by trolls.
Mm-hmm. The more we know, the better chance we have of rescuing your family, dealing with these trolls, and getting out of this alive. So if there's anything else,
I will need an enhearten roll.
Ooh.
Does not have to be you. Anybody else who's
I got no points in that either.
Yeah, right. I can awe easily, but I can't.
Just for shits and giggles. Let's have Father Endure try it. Anybody else want to do a enhearten?
I'll try.
Okay.
Swing by on my patrol and pat him on the shoulder. You got this, man.
I'm gonna spend a hope for Father Endure. And nope.
Yeah. We're all a bunch of sad sacks.
My goodness.
Nothing you say to him seems to pull him out of this funk he is in.
I did apologize for using all the high rolls.
All right. Jari comes back about 10 minutes after this, and he just gives Yarmuk just like a death stare.
I'll just give him a death stare back. And
okay.
No, I was just saying, like, in this case, because, like, she's got really high awe, and she has, one of her useful items is her intimidating orc skull helm, which boosts her awe, whatever. I don't know how that works, but I will just stare daggers at Jari.
And he kind of looks away from you, and just kind of grumbles and says, Who's got watch first?
I'll take first watch.
All right. Hey, on your first watch, give me an awareness roll, please.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot of ones and an evil eye. Okay.
Nothing. Anybody else want to take a shift at watch?
I'll take one.
Okay. The night passes uneventfully. Anybody else?
I can take, I don't know how many different watches we're doing.
We'll say
the last one.
Yeah, we'll just say 3 because I try not to have the NPC roll too much. Oh, righty, a Gandalf. You
It's rare to get a success on a roll of 0.
Exactly, but it can happen. That's what I love about this game. You notice that Sad Sack had gotten up, and he is kind of sitting at the edge of the camp, kind of by himself.
I think Tora's gonna go sit next to him.
Okay. And he's got like tears running down his face. And he's like, "I'm a coward. I should have just stayed and died with them."
Do you think you're a coward because you ran,
Yes.
or a coward because you're not telling us the whole truth? So I can understand you running out of fear of some trolls. All you had was that one tiny little knife. But you not telling me the truth right now. When all you gotta fear is Jari?
There's something worse out there than Jari.
Something worse than the trolls?
Well, I know my family's alive, and they're being held hostage by the trolls. They let me go. I have to bring them more victims for them to eat. If I don't, the trolls will kill my children.
Well, not if we kill the trolls first. Well, lucky for you. You chose well. And who you're bringing.
This is all my fault to begin with. I brought my family to this desolate land. I let them right into the clutches of these trolls. I just don't know. And now I've lied to you. I just can't do anything right.
It sounds like the Western Marches were no safe place for your family. You brought them, and it's not your fault you ended up.
You should leave this place. Just flee. Leave right now. Just
Abandon you and your children to a bunch of trolls. Do you think I'm gonna do that? I'm sorry. What part of me made you think that I'm a coward?
I just feel guilty for leading you into this. But Jari will signal the trolls, tell them that something's up, and they'll kill my children.
Okay. So we have to play along with Jari like we don't know what we're walking into, in a way that he won't alert them, but then we have to be able to then fight our way out. All right. I'm gonna talk to my companions. We're gonna figure out a way to get your children out of this, deal with those trolls, and deal with Jari as well. And I'm gonna find you a better weapon than that ridiculous knife you're carrying.
This actually kind of gives a smile, like I know you owe me nothing, but I thank you. And if I've damned you, then that too will be on my head.
Well, I carry my own burdens, and yeah. Well, maybe when we get through all of this, I'll tell you the whole story.
I'd like to hear that.
All right, I gotta find my companions and
Okay.
let them
So
know what's going on.
They're
before,
all asleep. Yeah, exactly.
That's all right. I'll get word to them. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
You don't sound like much of a coward right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you wake them up to tell them, or do you wait till the next day? What's the
Well,
plan?
she definitely wants to tell them whenever Jari's sound asleep.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
I think so. She'll probably nudge them awake before waking up the rest of the camp.
Okay. All right.
And pull them off, to the side where she can tell them what he told her.
Okay.
So that we all know what we're walking into, and everybody. Well, they have a choice. They can choose to not go in, but she's gonna go in, try to help save the kids.
Okay.
Good. Well,
I thought
now
it
we
might
know
be something
what
like
we're
that.
walking into. Sorry, Ellie, go ahead.
I thought it might be something like that.
Dasher is angry, but he's known as Thadrindur the Just. He is an honorable man, and as much as he wants to go over and kick Jari's ass, he won't. He's holding. So
Mhm.
he's like, we have to do whatever we can to save Diarmuk's family.
Agreed. So is the plan then to just be let in and react? Or do we want to try to, say, I don't know, knock Jari over the head just before we go in? And
You'll reach the Hidden Valley tomorrow. So you've got one more day of travel ahead of you till you reach the valley.
do we try to convince Jari to, let us help him destroy the trolls so he can have the treasure?
I don't think there's anything. I mean,
I don't care about the treasure. Jari can take whatever we find.
but I mean, it sounds like he'll get the treasure if he just brings them some, fresh meat. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be willing to risk his hide for. If there's a way for him to get the treasure without risking his hide, he doesn't strike me as the kind of.
You seem to be very persuasive when it comes to convincing your fellow dwarves to dig deep into their soul.
Diarmic's not a dwarf, is he?
No. Oh, okay.
He's a plain old man.
Your fellow beings.
Yeah, well, I think that the fellow being has to have some ounce of integrity and decency in them to begin with, and I don't think Jari has either. So, yeah, I mean, we could try to disable him from giving them the signal that something's off, or we can just not let Jari know that we know.
Right. Well, we'll play it like we would anyway, which is as we get close, we're going to split off and try to, scout around, look for trouble. It's what we would do even if we didn't know what we were walking into, and maybe we'll find something without alerting Jari. And when the trolls attack, we can toss Jari at them.
I'd rather we all come out unscathed, but we do what we must. I confess I would prefer to survive to have more adventures.
Well, wouldn't we all?
But we were sent to take care of trolls. This seems like a lucky coincidence.
It does.
But I'm not abandoning those children. So.
Are these full-grown children? That would be helpful.
I didn't ask him how old they were.
Still, even a 10-year-old dwarf is formidable.
They're not dwarves, they're humans.
Humans, right? That's right. I'm thinking I got confused. I could have sworn Jari had said something about talking to a fellow dwarf earlier. So
I think you need to go.
He must have been talking to you about you and not Diarmid.
I think you need to go have some lambus bread or something.
Yeah, you woke me up in the middle of a dream about dwarves, apparently.
I mean, I could understand why you would dream about dwarves are pretty awesome, but yeah.
Okay, so then I guess what's the plan? We're gonna just play it by ear?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It does seem appropriate given the circumstances. We don't know the terrain we're entering, and we don't know the exact nature of the foes we're facing. So some improvisation is probably required.
Okay.
Do either of you know anything special about fighting trolls?
Poke them in the nads.
Weaknesses?
That would be a
Do
lore
I?
roll.
They have thick skulls.
Sounds like a lore roll to me.
Lore roll, yeah. Let's see what we know about the.
I'm really good at fighting orcs.
All right, let's just see. Let's just round it out. He's gonna spend a hope on that.
Yeah, I wasted a hope on that one too.
Nope.
We know nothing.
What's troll? So
They're really small, right?
It's just like a bigger orc, right? Like,
They have the bright pink hair and that's.
Okay.
Just block and mute them, and eventually they'll go bother someone else.
Exactly.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll try to get a little bit more sleep.
Yeah, you've really only got a little bit of time till you have to get up, and then, like I said, you've got almost a full day's march to get to the valley.
Well, I don't suppose I'll be getting any more rest, so I'll get the fire started.
Okay. All right. And in time, everyone gets up. Jari isn't quite as jovial as still kind of tries to make a little small talk with you guys. Says, how's your back, Tora?
excellent. Sleeping on the earth, it's good for you.
It does. It tends to settle a person. Kind of remind them who they really are.
Make them feel grounded.
After breakfast, you guys head out on the road, and we are going to do another event. And let's have it be an explore roll from Glarel.
Okay.
Let's see what you find.
First, I have to find it on my sheet.
Okay. You after several hours, you find a really good spot in kind of the lower part of the kind of a small smaller hill that's kind of leading towards the valley. That looks like it would be a great spot that would be very defensible. It is. It has kind of a good view of the valley. But if you were going to make camp early, because you're not sure what else you're going to find going forward, this would probably be the best place to stop.
I will note this to the others.
And Jari kind of comes over looking. He's like, I say, this is an excellent spot. Trust a dwarf to know a sheltered spot amid the rocks. He's like, and the rain is kind of starting to come back. It's starting to get chilly again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's just make camp a little bit early here.
That sounds like a good idea. Someplace where we can oversee the valley.
And
I like the view.
And he tells Diarmok, he's like, could you go find us some firewood, friend? Diarmok's just kind of nods, and he's
I'll give you a hand, Yarmark, no problem. Oh, we can find some firewood.
okay. And you guys kind of go around, and you do find some wood. And now that you're alone with him, he's gonna say, Jari has to send a signal to the trolls.
Okay. To let him know we're coming? Or...
If they don't get the signal, they'll kill my family.
Okay. So... we just play along and don't let him know that we know, and he'll just send the signal off, right?
And yeah, he just kind of shrugs. You've got a decent pile of firewood.
Okay.
Bring it back. And Jari's starting to set up, getting ready to cook. And he's like, let's start a fire here. getting chilly out here. We could all use a good warming fire to
I could use
get
a
us
good
through the
warming
night.
fire.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'll
Tell
help
us,
set up a fire.
tell us more about this treasure that's waiting for us, huh?
Well, it was all the jewels and gold and everything that my uncle accumulated over the years. I couldn't tell you exactly how much it is, but it will be substantial. And it lies somewhere in that valley down below.
It's a beautiful valley.
It is.
Yes. Well, we'll all be rich tomorrow.
Maybe day after tomorrow. Take it slow.
I'll start putting together a lean-to to get out of the rain.
Okay. And I think that's actually a good place to stop for tonight,
Mm-hmm.
as you are on the edge of the valley. So, and I think that's where we're going to stop for tonight. So, thank you, my friends. I think you've done a great job. Uncovered quite a bit.
All right. It goes deeper than I expected.
Yeah. And we will pick up again next week. So thanks everybody watching on the online, watching on YouTube. We appreciate your support. Be sure to give this video a like, and tell your friends to come to Restless Barbarian Gaming and check out everything we've got. So anybody have anything they want to advertise they got going on this week?
We got Delta Green later this week, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Thursday we were back to Delta Green. Sorry that we missed you guys last week. Had a bit of a migraine.
No problem. And Saturday, we're a small group of us are playing some Call of Cthulhu. So we're gonna introduce at least one new player to Call of Cthulhu, and I have the feeling T's gonna love it. So we may have maybe getting her into some future Call of Cthulhu games.
Yeah.
So, thanks again for everybody watching. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up, and we will see you all next week. So good night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Night.